What is the pettiest reasons you've heard that ended a relationship? This was during the height of Twilight, the movies. My brother told me he had a friend who had gotten dumped because he wasn't enough like Edward. Damn. Jesus. No. That one was a zombie. She wanted a vampire. She thought Alaska was an island. Even showed maps to support. The ones where Alaska is shown by Mexico and Hawaii. My mom, with a completely straight face, once asked my father why Hawaii was so hot and Alaska so cold. He just kind of looked at her. So she said they're so close together. How are they so different? She believes how they are shown on the map you describe is how they really are. We still have a hard time convincing her they aren't right next to each other, nor off the coast of the southern states. She's an amusing one. My ex-wife's sister was dumped because she farted in front of her boyfriend, and he didn't think women did/should do things like that. He was just waiting for an even mild excuse lol. Probably fed her Mexican food and laxatives and just waited with a microphone near her cheeks. I got dumped because she didn't want to date a younger guy. She was 2 days older than me. She is now happily married to her wife. I think it might have gone a little deeper. The adjective was a red herring. Someone told me she looked like Count Dracula from Hotel Transylvania, and then I could never unsee it. Did she say blah 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 too? She did not say blah blah blah. In high school this chick broke up with me because we had our whole lives ahead of us. We were in the 10th grade. We dated again, and the second reason she broke up with me was, what if I got cancer? I wouldn't want you to stick around. I was actually concerned thinking she was sick, but now she just wanted to break up in a dramatic way. I was broken up with by a girl when I was 15. I don't even know why exactly. I still haven't gotten a really solid reason. Then we started hanging out a couple years later when I was a junior and she was a senior, and we stayed together and got married, and it's been 21 years. So now it's time for me to break up with her over the phone for no reason. Back in late backquote 80 early backquote 81 I was the one who dumped a girl for what she said during a conversation. She came from a violence-prone family, and for some reason fighting was a frequent topic of conversation. I was more lover than fighter at the time. But I did ask her what she thought if someone gave me a beatdown over her. She said well, it's customary to walk away with the winner of the fight. We were done weeks later. She thought I was serious when I said in her friends group chat that Toph from Avatar was the baddest bee in all the land. We were talking about strongest Avatar characters, and she thought I was sexually attracted to Toph for saying that, and was about to block me. Dodged a bullet actually. Her name was Toph because it sounds like tough FFS. I saw a similar question on Reddit, asking women what petty reasons they had for breaking up with someone. One woman wrote he wished The Rock happy birthday on Twitter. For some reason. This made me howl, and if the person that posted that is reading this right now, shout out to you. You've given me a good giggle many times since then. Every time I think about it I chuckle. I read in a parenting sub not long ago about a woman whose husband doesn't understand shade. He'd leave his baby in the stroller in direct sunlight, but thought since it was under a tree that was sufficient. I still think about that from time to time and wonder how they are doing. She wouldn't stop saying coleslaw. I warned her. She thought I was kidding. My wife of 14 years says desert instead of desert and enchiladas instead of enchiladas. I just laugh at her lol. My ex would always say effort instead of effort, not the reason we broke up but definitely helped me move on lol. Friend of mine was dumped because his girlfriend had a dream that he cheated on her. Despite him being completely loyal. Seriously, the man definitely didn't have time to have an affair between work and his girlfriend. She was just convinced that her dream was a sign that he was cheating. Eye roll. He dodged a major bullet. She was cheating. A friend of mine had been dating this girl for a few months and everything was going fantastic as far as I could tell. He has recently gotten into working out. He likes to lift and goes pretty hard. Just a week ago, he hit leg day and was tearing up the squat rack. After a heavy squat session, he had light bruising on his upper shoulders where the bar rests when you squat. Well, apparently his GF saw those bruises and thought they were hikeys, and therefore jumped to the conclusion that he was cheating on her. She freaked out and ended the relationship cold turkey. No room for explanation. No attempt to listen. Just done and blocked. My friend is still baffled. She had these very weird pointy white shoes that were somewhat fashionable at the time, but I thought they just made her look like a court jester and I just lost all attraction. I remember those. I decided they were for killing bugs in the corners of a room. I split up with my husband over $5 worth of gas. We'd been headed toward a separation, but he picked me and some work colleagues up from the airport. He had been driving my car all week and the gas light was on. He stopped at a 7-Eleven and took a remarkably short time at the pump. Me, that was fast him. I only put $5 in. $5. Him, I only put $5 in. You can fill it up in the morning. WTF. I live in Los Angeles. I frequently meet couples going through a divorce because the guy does not want a pool and the woman really wants a pool. The guy doesn't want either and a load of extra work. Pool maintenance is a lot of effort and very expensive. Or he doesn't want her to get a pool boy. A disagreement over the best of the 3 starting Pokémon. My wife's an educator and the BF/GF were in the 1st grade. Well, that depends on your playstyle. If you want to beat the game easily, go with Bulbasaur. If you want to beat the game quickly, speedrunners recommend Squirtle. If you want to command a flying dragon that isn't a dragon and can't learn fly, there's Charmander. My brother left his GF back in 2005 because she wouldn't shave her pubic hair. From what I understand, she wasn't even really hairy. He demanded she shave it all off. She said no because she liked it how it was. He dropped her then and there. Back in 2018, he broke up with his GF of 10 months because she wouldn't suck his D every single morning before work. After they moved in together, he'd literally get out of the shower and go in the bedroom and say come here and do it. They'd been living together for 3 weeks and he noped the F out. Just took his S and left after she refused to do it 3 days in a row. He's a class act. Yeah. The girl I was flirting with pretty heavily told me that God took the feelings away from her. So there's that. Lol. I had a friend who got dumped by a girl in high school because God told her to in a dream. I had a girlfriend break up with me after she found out my initials were S. A. D. I'm sorry but this one made me WTF on her part. I got dumped by an ex because her friends didn't like that they're boyfriends and I got on. A few of the guys got dropped at the same time too. We still meet up and hang out so something good came of it. I'm deathly allergic to dogs. Told her no dogs. She got one anyway. Maybe petty to some. I'm badly allergic. That's not petty at all, that's health concern, and the fact that she didn't have a dog but got one anyway after you mentioned allergies just shows you dodged a bullet. It's heartbreaking. And I have nobody else. I've been losing my mind for a week. Well, you know, we were having dinner the other night and she's got this strangest habit. She eats her peas one at a time. You've never seen anything like it. It takes her an hour to finish them. I mean, we've had dinner other times. I've seen her eat corn niblets. But she scooped them. She scooped the niblets. Yes, that's what was so vexing. I ghosted a hot guy because he had the grammatical and spelling abilities of a 6-year-old. Why you treat us like that? Dis. I do jiu-jitsu competitively at a national level. When he partied, I trained and I never had an issue with it. But apparently you are too driven was a thing, so okay. Edit. Also the fact I wasn't the jealous type was a reason to break up, haha. I hope you find the right person. I got into BJJ partway through my relationship and am at the gym daily. She not only accepts my training regimen but supports it and even asks questions. Even though I know rambling in rubber guard at her gives her no idea what we are doing.